Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
But who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And who is he?
Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer.
And what he do?
And he's gonna react to all the self-snitching.
Hi, this is Bruce Rivers. Welcome to another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. And, you know, there's such a hot news day, I haven't even changed my suit. I'm Bruce Rivers. I'm board certified in the area of criminal defense. I'm a criminal law specialist and a criminal trial specialist, certified by the National Board of Trial Advocacy and the Minnesota State Bar Association. And so today we're reacting to Johnny Depp. Let's talk about Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard. Now, if you remember, she sued him and lost. And they've had this really tumultuous relationship. And let's talk about relationships for a second there, because I see this all the time in these very dysfunctional cases. You know, usually involving domestic assault, that kind of thing. And here we have he said, she said. Now we have a situation where he's suing her for defamation. Now, when you're a public figure, your image, and you know, and especially if you're in the movies, you know, the stars don't get any bigger than Johnny Depp, right? With Pirates of the Caribbean and all the different things that he's done. Well, your image is everything, and without that, you have nothing. You know, you've got to be marketable, and so the elements of defamation are a publication of a statement of fact that is false, unprivileged, has a natural tendency to injure, which causes special damage, and the defendant's fault in publishing the statement amounted to at least negligence. Now, anybody that's a public figure or a matter of public concern, the burden is on the plaintiff to prove its falsity and defamation. And really, it has to show a reckless disregard, sort of a malice. I don't know why he's doing this, to be honest with you, because I watched his testimony now, and we're gonna cut and show you some of the testimony throughout, some of the stuff that I think is what's been shown so far. We're only in day 3 of the trial, or he is day 3 of his testimony, but a lot's coming out that we didn't know about at all. And it's coming out because he's bringing it out. He's testifying about it, right? His drug use, his rehab, and then all the text messages between the two of them. And I'm going to read you a couple of the text messages, or just snippets from them. Johnny Depp's text messages included one where he said he wanted to burn Amber Heard, and then fuck her dead corpse.
After you said, let's drown her before we burn her, Mr. Depp, you said, I will afterwards to make sure she is dead. That's what you said that you would do after you burned her and after you drowned her. Did I read that right?
You certainly did, yes.
Let's see, how does that play when you reread that in fucking court? That says who you are. You know, that, I mean, because that's when nobody's looking, right? And then another one was, I'll slap the ugly around. I'll slap the ugly around. Now, when you're sitting there having a beer at the bar with your boys and you're just talking smack, you really shouldn't even say it then. I'll smack the around. How great is that? I mean, gee, when you want to come over for dinner because, you know, my wife's pissing me off, maybe you could slap this around. Of course you're not going to say that. You really got to be careful what you say to whom and when. How you say whatever you say to whom. Because I guarantee you the jury's going to get this, and those words are going to reverberate. And if you think, and this is just money damages, so there's not really, and when I say there's just money, no one's going to jail after this trial, right? But that really reflects, and there's been a bunch more comments like this. He lets the Effenheimer fly. Well, some of us do that, I guess. I'm guilty of that. But I don't think I've ever called my wife a have I ever used the C word? Sure. Should I not say it? Probably. Should we try to appeal to our better angels when we're heated like that? One of the things he did testify to, though, was that when they, and this is on a recording, they played a recording, and we'll play it for you here in a minute, where she says, "I didn't punch you, I just slapped you," and then he constantly says, "That's why I go to the bathroom. That's hide in the bathroom. That's why I de-escalate you." And he says, a boxer can only take so many rounds.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the fucking thing, and you
figured
in the
it
face,
out.
and you said, "No, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about?" And I
didn't
watched
punch
you lie, and then
I
I
didn't punch you.
and
By
then
the way, I'm sorry that I didn't hit
punched
you
me
across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you, babe. You're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been a lot of fights, been around a long time. I know. Yeah,
No, when you fucking have a closed
You
fist.
didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
You can't
I don't know
deck
what
me.
the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
What am I supposed to do? Do this?
How are your toes?
I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are.
Oh,
That's
you-
the difference
you
between
poor
me and
toes.
you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start
You
physical
are
fights?
such a baby.
Because
Grow
you-
the fuck up,
Because you start
Johnny.
physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the
Because-
fuck out.
I think he also, it's a contradiction to what I just read, right? Somebody who de-escalates. So, but that is the proper response when a guy is faced with a woman who is being physical. Retreat. I know some guys, whenever we have these domestic conversations, a lot of you guys like to say, "Oh, but what if she stands on my neck with a dagger?" And that's, first of all, it's never going to fucking happen, okay? Unless you're an OnlyFans model, right? But generally speaking, it's better to walk away than to engage if it gets physical. Because guess what, guys? 99 times out of 100, you're going to jail, and she's not. But he did this to me. He did that to me. Well, of course, that's what's going to fucking happen. They're not even going to believe her, or they're not you. They wouldn't even ask you a fucking question. They'll take you right to jail. But in this case, it's not about that. It's about he said, she said, did she hurt me? Blah blah blah. All they have to do is, And here's the thing. Even if he proves every element of his case, that she published a false statement, that it's not privileged, that has a natural tendency to injure. Even if he can prove his entire case, he still has to prove damages. And unless he can prove damages, he gets zero. It's my guess that this is just a tit for tat. He is just pissed off at her, so fuck her, let's just sue her, And that's what it seems like to me. And I think he's doing more damage to his image by testifying in an open court like this, because we're learning what a drug addict he was. Okay, we're learning about these awful words that he says to a woman in private, or that he thinks that are in private. We're learning a lot of stuff that we shouldn't know about him. You know that old saying, "You never want to meet your heroes." The reason why is because, Captain Jack Sparrow, we have this kind of romantic image of who this guy is. Now we're seeing who this kind of eccentric addict is. And we see how he acts in private. So I think, to the extent that everything she may have done damaged him, I think this is hurting him just as much. I mean, one could argue. So we'll keep following this, and maybe we'll do like a second parter, because I guarantee you, she's going to testify, and she's going to have the opposite view of what happened. And in the cross-examination is where you really get the initial direct examination. That's where the plaintiff questions their own witnesses, and there you can only ask open-ended questions. Questions that say, "And then what happened? Can you explain for the jury this?" As opposed to cross-examination, which is what the defense is doing with the plaintiff's witness, where you imply the answer. Well, isn't it true that you told her that you would slap this around? And the only answer is either yes or no. One of the things I've noticed in the trial, though, is that both sides are kind of not objecting as much as I think they should, because they're letting him go on, and he has this weird little incantation in his voice, and I don't know where his accent comes from, but it probably comes from doing all these movies. I'm a huge Johnny Depp fan. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a fantastic actor. But do I really want to know that he said to somebody, "Slap that around"? I don't want to hear that. Do I think that's disrespectful to women? You're damn right I do. Do I use that kind of language around women? Only my sisters. Just my sisters. Because they are awful people. No, I don't use that language around anybody. And nor should you. If you're, nothing good can come of going off on somebody. You know where that comes from? That comes from a place of frustration, a place of immaturity, and not knowing how to get to the other side of whatever argument you're having. You know, here's the thing: either somebody's going to listen to you or not. And you should never have to slap that around in order to make somebody listen. You shouldn't even have to think that way. And if you're not getting through, take a break, or leave, or be done with the situation. You don't always have to be hurt. So that's Relationship Bruce for today. As this case progresses, it's going to get more and more interesting, because I think, and whether they show up to testify or not, we'll see. But James Franco is supposed to testify. Elon Musk is supposed to testify on behalf of Miss Heard. And that's why he's got enough money. This ain't about the money. Honestly, this is not about him getting, compensated for being wronged. This is him fucking with her legally, and that's the only thing that I can see. And I'm sure the jury will see that too. But you never know. So this is Bruce Rivers. Thank you for watching another episode of Criminal Lawyer Reacts. We're here. We're over 500,000 subscribers, going strong. So make sure, if you're watching this for the first time, you subscribe, you like, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, sign up for Patreon, get a hat and spread the word. Stop yourself snitching. Bruce Rivers, Criminal Lawyer Reacts. We'll see you next time.